So Sean McVay last year gets up and says to Nick Sirianni straight out, Nick, I think I can speak on behalf of all of us. We all have a problem with your in-game etiquette. And right straight to it, right? And we start laughing. And Nick's like, what are you talking about, man? I got fined $250,000 for what happened to me last year. And Sean Payton says,
how do you get everyone in one area?
Right.
And how do you become the party planner for all the head coaches? And number 3, how was it?
Okay, so that's the 18th annual Jay Glazer, Mike Tomlin Day Drink a Day.
18th annual.
I never really talked about this.
Hi, man.
And, right, hi. And what we started doing years ago, so when you become a head coach in the NFL, that helped a lot of guys.
You're in a club.
But also you have no idea what's about to come across your desk. So you know how fucked up everybody is in your locker room, okay? For the most part, somewhat. But when you're an assistant coach, you don't know. And all of a sudden this stuff comes across your desk. You could have 5 psychology and psychiatry degrees. It will not prepare you. Because you find out how, listen, you can't be on this level and not be fucked up, right? You got to be crazy to be great. And now you're dealing with the craziness of these players, front office, coaches, scouts, wives.
Travel.
Everything.
Everything.
Right? Everything.
Everything's on the head coach's table.
And all of a sudden it's like, boom, this is on you. So we started doing this just to teach these cats, hey, this is about to come across your desk and be ready. But also, I want to connect everybody.
Wait a minute.
So they can lean into each other.
Jay, are you basically saying, you know how we have the rookie symposium
Pretty much,
NFL puts on?
Pretty much.
You made the coaches symposium by Jay Glazer for these coaches
and Mike Tomlin
to show them how to deal with the responsibilities of a head coach.
Pretty much. And also,
we should call this something.
We call it the annual Jay Glazer Mike Tomlin Day Drink a Day.
Oh, okay.
We need T-shirts or something.
And we were thinking about that, yeah. Sean McVay, John Lynch are on the board.
Are like the special teams coaches, the fall guys there, you know, like, hey.
No, because it's only head coaches. No special teams. Yeah. It's still, the owners meeting are owners, presidents,
if a head coach
coaches,
needs
GMs.
something, do they hit up like one of the, hey, yo, I'm over at this hotel. Get us that bottle of whiskey I told you about.
But even like, it was
and
funny.
They come over and they like look into the party like, man, that's where all the big dogs are.
Because Andy Reid goes,
Jay,
why do I never get invited?
He's beer bonging something. Look at him. Hey, get out of here, OC.
But listen, information's power, but also like, these guys a lot of times don't know. Again, it's like hard to ask an assistant coach for advice. I think now more than ever, you need help, you need communications, you need a team. So if you don't know what you're doing, you can't ask your offensive coordinator, how do I handle this? You can ask another head coach. So that was part of the thing too. I want to bond guys together so they can lean on each other and go, hey man, how would you handle this? How have you handled that? And it's been fantastic. And again, we've done it for 18 years. You get some really cool relations, but also like I have a different relationship than all the other guys, always have. And
now, who's the coolest hang of the coaches?
They're all great. It's all the shit that we say over there.
Political answer, right there.
But the shit we say over there,
good insider,
is hilarious. So Sean McVay last year gets up and says to Nick Sirianni straight out, Nick, I think I can speak on behalf of all of us. We all have a problem with your in-game etiquette. And right straight to it, right? And we start laughing. And Nick's like, what are you talking about, man? I got fined $250,000 for what happened to me last year. And Sean Payton says, what are we talking about? I got fined $8 million. Fuck out of here. So the shit we say, but like Andy Reid this year is like, why do I not get invited? I said, because you don't drink. He goes, well, that's not fair to me. I said, it's a fair point. Okay. But it's such a cool fraternity that we've built up over there.
All you got to tell is Andy, we got those chicken nuggies. We got those chicken nuggies.
It's a really cool thing, man.
Andy's so cool. Remember we went to the practice at Super Bowl, remember?
Yeah. He's the best.
That was the first time I really met him outside the game.
Really?
Yeah, and
He's everybody's favorite uncle.
He pulled me in and poked me. He was fucking with me like a coach. He was just fucking cool.
He's everybody's favorite uncle. It's like you don't want to disappoint him.
Yeah. Now, who's got the aux cord out of the coaches? Who's playing the music?
I think it's that's a good question. No, because we're at a place, so it's their music. So every hotel. Well, by the way, Kevin O'Connell, he is our. We gave him a board position too. He's our Secretary of Stuff.
Secretary, he's got to get the shit.
He's got a Secretary of Stuff.
Because he's not in the Super Bowl club
so
yet.
He's a Secretary of Stuff.
So like Sirianni technically got more pull than KOC.
Yeah, no, he's not on the board. He's not on the board.
He's been to a couple.
He's not on the board. But Lynch is on the board, and he's the only GM that really comes because it's only head coaches, right? Because he's just different. But yeah, we created a board just because this whole thing's fucking silly and stupid. Yeah. So it's like, well, as Tomlin says, it's like, dude, it's like we started the fraternity from old school.
Yeah,
guys are like, he's like, I'm at pro days and guys are like, hey, when is it? What day? Where are we going? He's like, what the fuck have we started?
Yeah.
Like, we're just being us.
You're my boy. Fucking Tomlin comes and
Mike T's the coolest. Mike T.
who's the new
cool
coach
as you
this
get.
year? This is what I think. Mike Tomlin jumps in out of a van with a mask on, pulls in fucking Kellen Moore, looks at his wife and says, "You tell anyone about this, I'll fucking kill you." He says, "Oh, I'm back by 9." Throws him in the van. They run off. They're going to coach's camp. I mean, is Kellen Moore in it now? Was he there?
He was there. Yeah.
Now
Fucking better be there.
He's quiet, huh?
He's quiet.
The new
Nice
guys
guy
are there
though.
quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just how it goes, huh?
Yeah. New guys are quiet. Yeah. Ben Johnson was there. Kellen was there. Who else? Like, who was there this year? that didn't show
Vrabes?
up?
Was Vrabes there?
Vrabes was always there.
Now, how's Vrabes in the circle of coaches?
Well, it used to be hilarious because it was Vrabel, Billy O'Brien, and Doug Marone, and those guys were like, even though there's 3 of
Fucking
them, they're like
Ohio.
the 2 old guys from the Muppets, right? They were classic. It's great. It's such a great time. But Mike T's kind of he's the godfather of it all. Everybody kind of wants to be around Mike T. He's dynamic, dude. And he is, look, I've been friends with him since
What's
he was
his
a
name?
DB
George
coach.
Lucas? Not
George
who's the
Lucas.
guy from American
It looks
Hustle?
like Omar Epps.
No, he's Frank Lucas.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Frank Lucas. Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I see Coach
No doubt.
T.
Absolutely.
Like OG in the back. Like
Yes.
he's kind of like pulling the strings.
No doubt. But I've been friends with that dude since he was Rondé and Lynch's DB coach when he just replaced
Monty
Herm
Kiffin.
Edwards. Right. But he replaced Herm.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, he goes in there and they're like, man, this guy will never replace Herm. We don't care who this is. It was like a weekend and they're like, oh my God, this guy's great. He's unbelievable. This guy's unbelievable. I said, oh, so you guys switched up pretty fast. But he is. And, I think nowadays too, coaching's changed, right? You come from a certain old school background, right? But I think nowadays, because everybody's so freaking hurt these days, Twitter is just ruining people. Look, grew up in the Jersey Shore. I got my ass kicked in the Jersey Shore growing up. It sucked for a month. But now we're getting our asses kicked 1,000 times a second on Twitter, And guys are just so beat up all the time. You can't beat up on these guys anymore. So I
callous
think,
to it.
I think they get beaten down so
they get
easily.
beat down,
They're so beaten down already. They need somebody to love them up. That's why Mike T works. That's why Dan Campbell works. That's why D'Amico Ryans works. That's why Sean McVay works. Like Raheem Morris. That's why these guys. I think it's changing where you used to be able to just beat guys down. I tell you, the interesting thing for me came about 8 years ago. I was coaching a fighter, and you see me how I do it. I'm like, what the fuck is right? And Randy Couture, who's my partner and all that, says, you can't do this with guys anymore. What do you mean? He said, you have to decide if you could change or not. But you can't tell guys what you don't want from them anymore. I said, what are you talking about? I said, Randy, this guy fucking dropping his hands. I got to tell him, don't drop your hands. He said, nope, only tell him what you want. You can only tell them, keep your hands up, or else they think they can't deal with you. You're getting on them, and they don't have it for somebody else who they look up to get down on them so much. That was an eye opener for me, and I realized the same thing in the league.
Yeah.
Dang, that's a really great.
I mean, that's an evolution. The coaches that can evolve to the players are the coaches that last. Coaches that stick to their way.
I think that's what happened with Belichick too.
I'm not getting down that road. I'm not going down that road. He knows why.
I'm with Jay on that one.
We don't talk about him anymore on this podcast.
This is my first time. That's
we don't
not fair.
even say
Oh,
his
this is the
name.
first episode
And
the
we
rules
just
been
started
implemented.
it. We just
Really?
started it.
He's like Voldemort.
Right now.
Yeah,
Just
we
right
just
now.
started it right
Belichick's
now.
Voldemort. You
We
can't
are
talk
not
about
talking about him. This is a Mike Vrabel podcast.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
It's a Mike Vrabel
It's a Mike V,
podcast.
baby. In Braves
Okay,
we trust.
Now, any coaches beef in there? You see any guys give
We
me
try to fuck with guys.
silly looks?
Yeah, we try to get things going, but it's
Anyone like at one table, over there?
no. They're all the same thing. We try to.
He gave me a bad look.
No, never. We never had any.
That fucking holy pedal was bullshit, bro. That 4-minute offense was dog shit, man.
No.
Well, your 2-point fucking offense sucked too, dude.
Kyle Shanahan's funny as shit. He'll kind of get after guys a little bit. Just funny. Like somebody will ask him something like, hey, what are you guys doing here? We're like, what the fuck are you doing there? It's like he'll just kind of, Kyle's funny as shit. Because he's had so many of those guys with him, and he's such a ball buster. But Kyle's one of the funnest guys there. It's totally different than what the world sees.